All right, YouTube, we meet again. I'm here to talk about my coronavirus prediction, which I did the other day, and I've been reworking it. And I don't know, to somebody who doesn't know anything about math, they might say, well, you're backpedaling. Well, no, this is actually how math works. Sorry. Anyway, things are working out really well. I guess I should tell you a little bit about my story with coronavirus. Here where I live, it's not all that bad. The toilet paper and stuff didn't really disappear until a couple of days ago. And yesterday, I thought to myself, maybe I should look around and start thinking about paper towels. You know, I've got a couple of pets, and I have a workshop, and I need paper towels once in a while. And I thought I was down to like 2 rolls. I hate to admit this, it turns out I had more like 4, which means I didn't have to do anything. But I started looking around anyway, and I looked at Amazon, and I looked at eBay, and people are selling paper towels for like, $20 a roll. I mean, even if you need paper towels, when they get that expensive, you might as well just go and buy real towels and wash them, Anyone who tries to tell me how good the American people are and how we help each other in a crisis, from now on is going to get a punch in the face. I mean, it's not true. It's really not true. And I knew this already. I went through Andrew. I went through a bunch of hurricanes in Miami. Andrew was bad. The other ones weren't that terrible. And you learn a lot about people during those times. And the idea that everybody's going to pull together is completely false. People looted. People hoarded. And they're doing the same thing now, and this is not even a big deal, this coronavirus thing. And I know people get mad at me when I say that. I don't care. Get over it. So it's really a lesson. It's really a lesson for the future. I mean, I hate to stimulate people to do even more selfish things, but when all this is over with, I could really see filling a closet with some stuff. I tried to buy ammunition, because I wanted to shoot my .308. And I wasn't trying to buy ammunition so I could shoot the neighbors or so I could shoot the coronavirus, which apparently a lot of people think you can do because they're buying up all the bullets. I found out it's really not that easy to get ammunition. I ordered 200 rounds of .308 ammunition yesterday, and .308 is not one of those things that people immediately think about in a crisis. They think about 22, they think about 9mm, 45, 45 in case the neighbors come over, 22 in case I have to eat squirrels. So .308, you're not going to need a .308 rifle. I mean, you're just not. And today, the people I ordered it from called me up and they said, I can only have 100 rounds. And I told them, forget it, because what are you going to do with 100 rounds? They said so many people are calling that their store is implementing a policy of 100 rounds each, or I guess it's 1 package each. No, I guess it's 5 packages each, because it's 20 rounds. Anyway, so I just told them, don't even worry about it. I don't need this stuff. But it shows how wacky and weird people have gotten. So I got on the internet and started looking at paper towel prices, and I saw what they were charging for paper towels, and I thought, I'm not going to get upset about this epidemic. But on the other hand, I really don't want to have to dry dishes with my socks. I mean, when I clean up the kitchen and so forth, I'd like to have a paper towel. And as I said, I thought I had fewer than I do. So I thought, I'll be clever. I'll look at places that have paper towels where people don't usually go to buy paper towels. So I went to the Office Depot website, and I found every item they had except for one was gone. People are going to Office Depot and looting the paper towels. And I saw 1 package available, 3 rolls or something like that. And I thought, that's perfect. That's all I need. So I ordered it, and then before I got up, I put a text message thing in there so they'd have to alert me and tell me what was going on. And before I got up, I believe it was, they sent me a text saying, forget it, you're not getting these paper towels. Something has gone wrong, which means, an employee took them, or maybe there's a problem with the inventory. Maybe their computer is screwed up, but, come on. Anyway, I didn't get those paper towels, and as soon as I saw that, I went back over it, and I found they had this weird brand of recycled paper towels that they sell, and the price was fine, and so I said, do I really need 12 rolls of paper towels, because that's what they were offering? And I said, fine, I'll just buy them. If I have too many, I'll give them away. So I ordered the paper towels, and I went down today, and I got the last package, whatever, of paper towels at Office Depot in my area. So people are just flat losing it. Paper towels are not going to help you. I mean, okay, they'll help you clean your house. Maybe they'll have some marginal effect on whether you get sick or not. But they're no substitute for toilet paper, and I guess the people who have sewers and septic tanks, well, I guess everybody is going to find that out in the near future. A lot of people don't realize you can't flush a paper towel. I mean, you can get away with it once in a while, But anyway, number one, you're not going to be able to use these things to replace toilet paper and toilet paper. That's a new way to pronounce it. You're not going to be able to replace toilet paper with it. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, a week from now, everybody's going to have paper towels because the paper towel factories keep churning them out. They're not going to stop. They got to get rid of these paper towels. So, astonishingly dumb behavior. Eggs, you can't get eggs. I thought yesterday I had this panic thought. I thought maybe I should buy a bag of rice. And then I swept it out of my mind. I thought, that's stupid. But while I was at the store today, I looked to see what the rice situation was. And sure enough, the big things of rice, the big packages, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, all gone. On the upside, they had a brand new pallet of water. And yesterday I went to a different grocery store and they had a pallet of water. And I got one case. I drink this stuff because I've had a problem with kidney stones and I don't want to drink a lot of calcium. I have a legitimate reason for wanting water. Unlike these people who think the water system is just going to suddenly disappear because somebody gets the sniffles. I mean, there's no relationship between the water supply and coronavirus. None. And yet people are stocking up on bottled water. So very disappointed in the American people and disappointed in the gougers. It's nice to see that some of them are being arrested, or at least threatened with arrest. And a lot of people don't realize you can't just buy whatever you want and sell it for whatever you want in a crisis. Many states have laws against that. There's a guy in Tennessee that bought 17,000. He bought more than this, but this is what he got stuck with: 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer, which some people actually need. There are people that have sick relatives and so forth. This guy drove around like a multi-state area cleaning out stores, and this guy is a predator. He's a miserable human being. He's a rotten, miserable human being, and he keeps defending himself. And he says things like, "This is not who I am." Well, of course it's who you are. Look at your driver's license. That's your picture. So, very disappointed in the American people, but it's always a mistake to be taken in by rosy statements about the American people. Most of the time when you hear those things, they're coming from somebody who wants to get elected. So, I got my paper towels, and I was thinking I would, instead of using something else for a pointer today, I would use this just to torment people. But that's mean, because there's people who can't find these things. So I'm sorry, I don't want to do that. And I was even thinking about this. I was thinking about having a video where I'd say, like, send me your money or the toilet paper gets it. But I decided not to do that either. So I hope everybody has toilet paper. I mean, don't forget, there's other alternatives. You can buy shop towels. You can go to Home Depot and buy the little painter's rags and things like that. Not that you should use them on your rear end. If you're desperate, I guess you do what you got to do. Everybody should have a bidet anyway. You can buy a bidet attachment for your toilet for $20. I guarantee you can find those on Amazon, and they're fantastic. And anyone who can use a screwdriver can install one. The big problem is if you live in a place where the water's really cold. I have one you can hook up to hot water. But if you live in a place like Maine or something and the water's, 1 degree above freezing all the time, you're going to get a wake-up call whenever you use that toilet. So, where am I going with this? I have a blog, and I was blogging about this, and I put up my numbers, and people are coming and refuting my logic and telling me, I shouldn't put it that way. They're not being nasty about it, but they're picking at my equation, and they made me nervous for a while. And I really should not have listened to them. I should have had more self-confidence. I went on the internet and I looked around, and I found for the first time I decided to do some actual research instead of just goofing around. I'm still goofing around, but I'm goofing around more responsibly now. So I looked and I found that the people who do predict epidemic, rates and so forth, they actually do use equations that are pretty much like this. Now, they're more complicated, but the thing is, they're not trying to do what I'm trying to do. They have to worry about the beginning of the infection. They have to worry about the top of the infection where it plateaus on the graph. They have to worry about the place where it dips down. They got to take all those factors into account. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I don't really care about the plateau. I don't care about when it tapers off and dies. That doesn't really interest me. I just want to see how fast it's multiplying while it's in this relatively, uniform stage in the middle of the beginning is what I would call it, like the middle of the first half of the epidemic. During that time, it should be pretty uniform, just because that's the way the world works. There's a big statistical ensemble here, and things ought to go pretty smoothly. By the way, this is my current pointing device, my grandfather's gavel. He was a circuit judge. When he died, everybody in my family was, looting the property for the expensive stuff, and I saw this and I wanted it. So where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? So this is really not that bad. It's amazing, for somebody who doesn't know what he's doing. I freely admit I don't know what I'm doing. Rusty physics graduate student, 2 courses in differential equations, know nothing about biology. But when you look at big populations and stuff, stuff like this ought to work fairly well. I mean, if doctors are using it, then I think I have a right to. So I listened to people saying that my work was wrong, and one of them complained a day or two ago because I had said, I guess it was yesterday, this total was actually off by a certain number. Oh, here you go. This is the actual figure. I put it in there under guess, and that's because I used it in the new equation. I'll get back to that. I mean, these are all results. Well, I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. So somebody said, well, it's blowing up. You're wrong. Well, these things are projections from March the 5th. So I didn't think about this until today. I mean, I took this little equation and I predicted there'd be 188,231 infections today. Well, look at this over here. Here's the accuracy of that guess. Here's the actual figure. Here's the figure I predicted. Here's the math. I was within 9.3%. That's phenomenal. That's not just okay, that's phenomenal. I guarantee you the CDC is not doing any better than that, because these things are hard to predict. I'm not saying they're stupid or that I'm smart. I mean, anyone with a math degree, even a C student, ought to be able to do this. This is a very common, ordinary thing. It doesn't make you a genius if you can do this. But anyway, that's a fantastic result. I would have been happy if I had been, if I had thought about it. If I had been within 50%, I would be happy. See, the thing is, what's important about this disease is knowing whether it's going to blow up like the flu, or the Spanish flu, or the plague. And it's not. It's just not doing it. In order for me to have a problem with my equation, which was really pretty much designed to show that this is not a big deal, I would have to be off by like 5,000%. Not 9.3%. So I'm really happy about that. Nonetheless, I thought I'd twiddle with it a little bit because it did look like it was blowing up. And I thought I would try to change it and come up with a new constant in here. So I put in the actual data, and that's why I have this one here. This is today, and this is what I'm predicting now. This is through the 21st, and this is through the 20th. So you can do it yourself. It's very easy. You have to start with March the 5th as the first day. That's all you have to remember. So T0 up there, that's March the 5th. And as long as you know what day it is today, and you can count the number of days back to March 5th, as long as you have that degree of mathematical acuity, you can do this. So here's what I've got now. I'm curious to see if the new guess will be better than the old one. I feel like once I get this constant right, I should be pretty good. I mean, I'm already pretty good. 9.3%, are you kidding me? That's amazing. I still can't believe it. I'm waiting for something to happen to just blow it all out of the water, make me look really bad. But I don't care. I don't do this for a living. So this is what I'm looking at now. If this were the flu, this would be millions. This number down here would be millions. This number up here would be millions. I mean, I'm talking about the seasonal flu, not the Spanish flu. Millions, 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 tens of millions, hundreds of millions. It's not. So all that toilet paper that's in your garage that you think you're going to sell so you can buy a new houseboat, it's not going to happen. You might get arrested because people are going to find out who you are by turning you into the authorities, and they'll look up your eBay ID and they'll come get you. But you're not going to buy a new houseboat. So knock it off. I hope people don't get mad at me for having a good time with this, and telling a joke and so forth. But we joke about the flu all the time. We joke about blindness. We joke about cancer. We call cigarettes coffin nails. My mother died from lung cancer. My sister had lung cancer. My aunt died from lung cancer. My uncle smoked and he got stomach cancer. My grandfather died from a heart attack the month after my aunt died. So, cancer is very serious. I'm aware of that. My dad had prostate cancer. So, you got to have a little bit of a sense of humor in life. If we can joke about the flu, which is going to get 500 million people this year, we should be able to amuse ourselves a little bit about people panicking and flipping out over a pandemic that's really not going to amount to much. The main effect of this thing is going to be to destroy the economy. We are committing suicide economically over nothing. We're shutting down factories. We're shutting down stores. It's horrendous. Jobs are important. You know, people think, I guess leftists maybe would say, you can't be talking about money. What kind of person are you? Well, what is money? Money is housing. Money is clothing. Money is, put it this way, it's medicine for kids who have cancer. Money is your children's college education. Money is, I'm trying to put it in a way that the leftists and people who pretend that they don't like money will understand. Money is tarot cards and marijuana. Have a sense of humor. Come on, lighten up. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal economically. And we shouldn't be doing this to ourselves. We should have more common sense. We're not doing this over the flu, which is much worse, and yet we're doing it because of this disease, which is much less severe and it's going to kill many, 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 many fewer people. We need to snap out of this. And if you know, I love Donald Trump. I think most of the time he's bold and he goes against the grain and he says what's on his mind. But I really think either he's chickening out because of the election, or people are on the inside are pumping him up with nonsense. Politicians who don't know anything about math. But he's kind of kowtowing to the panic crowd, and he should be saying, look, keep the businesses open. You know, protect the old people, protect the people that are diabetic and obese. Stay away from them, bring them food and leave it on their doorstep, whatever. But the rest of us have to go to work. We have to go to school. We can't let this thing ruin our lives. But we're going to. So get ready for that. On a supernatural level, as a Christian, I see this as, you know, Satan's training exercise. I mean, he's just trying to teach us how to act like selfish monkeys, and he's doing a great job. So all I can tell you is I rely on God, and things have gone really well for me. I mean, I had to drive to get some paper towels, but I would have had to do that anyway. I'm eating whatever I want to eat. I have gasoline. I have electricity. I have ammunition. Not that it's in any way related to this. Just I like ammunition. So God looks out for people. He gives people favor if they're close to Him. So all I can tell you is try to get close. Think about what you need to clean up in your life. Get yourself baptized with the Holy Spirit. Pray in tongues every day. And don't worry about stuff like this. This isn't for God's children. Okay, someone's interrupting the lecture. Hope everybody enjoys it. Oh, it's a potential spam call too. Dang it. Bye now.